according to the U.S. Census Bureau, between 2024 and 2030, 10,000 people will turn 65 per day in America.
Per day?
Per day.
Okay.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 5 of Growing Older with My Parents. That was the reaction from our resident psychologist, Dr. Elena Herrera, when she heard the numbers of people that will be turning 65 this year and many years in the future. It is a shocking number, and it's directly from the U.S. Census Bureau. This means that more and more family members, like me, maybe yourself, will be facing some big decisions, possibly life upheaval type decisions. A real concern as our parents age past 65 is the dreaded thought of them contracting Alzheimer's disease. A question that is on a lot of people's minds is, how do people die of Alzheimer's or dementia? We hear about that all the time. I've always wondered that myself. Is Alzheimer's a disease like cancer? Can you catch it on the subway? Can you catch it from a nasty toilet? Not exactly. From what I've gathered, most of these deaths occur during advanced stages of the disease. Severe loss of brain function can cause dehydration, malnutrition, or infection. With later stage dementia, people can get infections from inhaling food or drink, which can irritate the lungs, causing an infection, sometimes turning into aspiration pneumonia. Memory loss, confusion, disorientation, and difficulties in judgment increases the risk of accidents and injuries causing death. It's scary for the people suffering from such a horrible disease, but it's also very frightening for their families. There are currently 6.7 million people in the U.S. suffering from Alzheimer's disease. It is expected to rise to nearly 13 million by 2050. That's only 26 years from now. On average, memory care facilities cost $10,000 per month. Sometimes insurance can pitch in, but it's no guarantee. How many of us have an extra $10,000 every month ad nauseum? Not all parents have that in savings. Certainly not for the long haul. I'm certainly not trying to bring everyone down, but these are the realities we face, and I at least want to have a dialogue about it. In fact, let me just pause here for a second to give a little levity. This was a recording made on my parents' Ring camera today. I was just out of the gym and saw my mom walking toward the front door and decided to kind of mess with her a little bit. What are you doing? Get away from my front door!
What? Oh my God. Where are you? You're an ass. Where are you?
I'm on the Ring camera. I can talk to you.
Oh God, you're an ass.
With so many Americans becoming 65 and older basically at the same time, it is creating a few other issues for younger generations by default. There are now generations of people that are finding themselves raising their own children while now having to care for their parents and/or grandparents. The sheer numbers of people now in this situation have caused them to be named the sandwich generation. Considering that my kids are older, I guess that puts me in the, tostada generation? It's a growing number where there's a generation or several generations that are finding themselves raising their own family. So they have kids under 18 in their house. So they're finding themselves raising their family, and then they're also taking care of their parents.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep.
There's so many that they actually have a name, of course. The sandwich generation. The sandwich.
So who's
that's a
okay?
thing.
So that intergenerational thing. So who's the who's the bread?
So
who's
the bread. So the generation that is taking care of their own family and taking care of their parents, they're in the middle.
I see.
Generations are the bread. Yeah. So
okay.
It's an interesting concept, and it, even though sometimes those kitschy names are like, whatever, but it does give you a picture, and it also gives you an idea that it's not just a couple of people that are in that situation.
Well, I think there's a lot to it too, because when you said they're in the middle, like, yeah, metaphorically, they are in the middle, in the middle of how do I live my own life? Now I've got kids, I've got to raise them. Now I've got parents, and some of it is expected and some of it's not. If you have kids, you expect that you're going to raise them. You sign up for that, hopefully, that you're going to take care of them. And I don't know. Sometimes I don't think I say we, because I've got a mom that's around your age too, and I'm not taking care of her or anything, but I don't know if we always imagine that that's going to be another role that we have too, of taking care of them as well. I mean, we should think about it, but do we? I don't know.
Yeah. And I think fiscally speaking, I'm sure there are people who are on top of it, but those are, I'm not counting myself in that. And most people, I think the average American, you don't really plan. It's tough enough planning for your own family, right? Having your kids go to college, having a roof over your head, giving your kids a decent life kind of a thing. And then there's also, so what I mean by that is that who plans financially to, and just in general, plans to take care of their parents. You never know when that's going to happen.
Right. And you don't know what that's going to entail too. Like, it's sad too. I found this out too when my mom was going through a really hard time. This was some years ago, but I thought, like, geez, am I going to have to bring her in? If you have insurance, you can't even add your parent to your plan. So there's no fiscal or financial support available to the sandwich generation.
Right.
It's just you're in the middle. Now, obviously you're going to take care of your parent, but you have no support to do that.
Right.
You just have to do it. And that sucks because you're right. Not everyone has it. Not everyone plans. And even if you did plan it, you can't anticipate. You don't know. I mean, that's a full other adult or adults that you might be taking care of. And if they've got medical issues and time, and not everyone can take the time away to drive them to appointments, and it's tough.
Well, I mean, things as simple as, I think I told my youngest daughter, I was on the phone with her, and I said something like, Nani and Papa are going to a doctor's appointment. And she heard it as, she goes, oh, you have to take them to their doctor's appointment? And I about had a heart attack. I'm like, oh my God. And she goes, what? I go, no, I meant they were going to a doctor's appointment, but what you said is going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to take them.
There's going to be a time. Right.
Yeah. I want to make sure that everybody is aware that Dr. Herrera and I are conjecturing here on this podcast. Neither of us is an expert in Alzheimer's or dementia. If you'd like to learn more about these particular topics, 3 great resources are the Mayo Clinic website, Alzheimer's Association website, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website. I've placed the URLs for all 3 in the episode description. In the first few weeks that I've been here with my parents, I've been kind of struggling with something. There are times when I think that my mom may be slipping a bit. And then there are times when she is her old self and as feisty as ever. Of course, this doesn't mean that she isn't slipping, and conversely, it doesn't mean that she is. It's playing with my head a bit because this is so personal. But I absolutely do not need to diagnose her or label her. I'm only trying to evaluate her for myself and see where she may need some help. If you're new to the podcast, I'll let you know that we are a joking family, always have been. We swear to emphasize things, and we can raise our voices when the other is trying to be louder than the other. We're half Italian, and that's our excuse. So when you hear clips where one of us teases my mom, trust me, it's what lights her up. She loves the spotlight, but not in the public. She likes being the center of attention with her family, whether it is her telling a story or a joke, which she usually blows, making everyone laugh, or when we're teasing around with her. My dad and I have talked about it, and of course, we would never laugh at her. As long as she's laughing and giving it right back, we'll continue. It's not for every family, but it works for us. Here's an example for you. My cousin gave my mom an LED tree with flowers that light up. My mom placed it in the downstairs bathroom. It has a little remote, and I showed her a setting on there that makes the flowers slowly fade into different colors. It's pretty cool, and she loves it. For some reason, my dad has been unplugging this thing every time he walks by the bathroom and sees it on. Of course, my mom thinks it's hilarious to plug it right back in. This unspoken tennis match between the two of them has been going on for weeks. We were joking around with him recently about how little electricity this thing actually uses, and that I'll give him the 12 cents it'll cost for the rest of the year so he can stop unplugging it. While my mom was working on a puzzle this weekend, my dad decides it's the perfect time to bring up the LED tree in the bathroom, seemingly to rile her up. He admits the actual reason he unplugs the damn thing. My mom's reaction? She lets him know that it will only make her plug it in more often. This is how they keep each other on their toes, and I'm fine with it.
The reason I keep unplugging it's not because of the power.
You're in all
It's not because of the fucking power, how much it's using. It's because I feel like our fucking neighbors that won't take down their Christmas fucking lights
That's not Christmas.
all year long. Oh, to me it is. When I walk in there, I say, it doesn't give you any more
How
fucking
about
light.
if I put a thing
She just likes it for decoration.
And I don't like it because of that. I think,
Oh my
we're
God,
celebrating
it's
Christmas like our neighbors with their
Oh, well.
fucking lights. They won't take them down.
Now you'll
I
never
feel the
see
same
it.
fucking way.
It's not the same thing, but if you think it is, that's your deal, right?
I walk in there and I say, it's holiday Christmas time.
Yeah. You're gonna see
It's-
it on all the time.
It's multicolored. It doesn't look like Christmas.
Does to me.
Yeah.
You want to see the?
Does to me.
You want to see the little thing? that goes
You
with
just
it?
blew it. You let her know it drives you nuts. You think she's...
When I see it off, I go, ha!
You might lose that cord then.
You're not.
Keep it up.
I'll go buy a new one.
Oh, God.
Anyway, it's annoying me.
Ha!
Good or bad, it ironically lights my mom up when they banter like this. It's nice to see and nice to hear. Thanks for listening, and I hope you're enjoying Growing Older with My Parents. Please share the podcast with anyone you think might be interested in these topics. If you like and follow us, or even give us a 5-star rating, I won't be mad at you.